It wasn't until I learned this that I really saw a lot of progress, growth, and change in my life. We're almost programmed to look externally for solutions to our problems. Meanwhile, all that does is give a temporary band-aid over whatever the issue is. This may not resonate with some people, but this is speaking from my own experience that most, if not all, of our life's problems would be solved if we just did this one thing, and that's look inwards. Our external reality is nothing but a reflection of what is within us. We all go through traumatic experiences in our lives, and this can look different for everybody. The issue is that these traumatic events have a great impact on our minds, and we subconsciously create patterns and mechanisms to cope with these traumatic events that may not be beneficial to us long term. Looking inwards means having self-awareness, and believe it or not, a lot of us, or most people, are operating on autopilot. So they're allowing their subconscious to control their lives without even realizing that they're not really in control of their life. Once you're able to tap into self-awareness, which is being able to identify patterns that you have, and once you're able to bring awareness to that, you're able to begin on the path of real growth. And in my opinion, real growth involves healing. Because I think a lot of these patterns that we develop and that we carry with us are a result of traumatic events that happen to us in our lives. You might think that the way you feel or react in a certain situation is normal, but when you start learning more about how our brains work, or even just talking about these things with other people, you might realize that it's not normal. And by normal, I mean healthy. This is something that I've really tapped into in my 20s. I was tired of many things. I was tired of not having the friendships that I felt I wanted or deserved. I was tired of feeling judged by others. I was tired of chasing the next thing and the next thing to bring me some sort of happiness, because I realized that that wasn't actually bringing me the long-lasting feeling that I was looking for. And if you're someone that is really looking for that sense of happiness, or when I refer to happiness, what I really mean is inner peace. Just being okay with being here. Not needing anything else. Nothing. Just being at peace. I was tired of feeling guilty for things in the past that happened to me or that I went through. And that awareness allowed me to go on this journey of healing those unresolved issues. And now don't get me wrong, I'm still a work in progress. There's still many things about me many patterns that I have that I am working through to this day. A big one is the perfectionism. Perfectionism, it's, I just feel like, it really comes through when I make these YouTube videos. And I mentioned this in some of my other videos too, where I am like so in my head when I'm making these videos about how I need to record just the perfect sit down video and say all the right words and make sure I get the perfect message out. And it actually really causes me a lot of grief, to be honest, because I sit here and I hit record and then I turn off the record and then I do it again and again because I just feel like I never get that perfect video. Meanwhile, it really is all in my head, but what's happening is I'm this pattern that I've adopted over the years because I guess perfectionism, making sure I'm behaving just the right way, was something that I adopted from my childhood because it was something I was praised for. It was a way of pleasing my mom so that I would get love from her, and it's crazy that it carries on. I can't even that's crazy. I don't know if I'll leave this in, but we'll see. I'm 28 years old now, and this feeling just, it's crazy how it affects us or it affects us forever until we actually address it. And what I'm trying to do is work through that and get over the perfectionism side and just be okay with being me, making mistakes, and yeah, just being myself, because that is enough and that should be enough. And it's up to me to see that now. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't need to please anybody. It's okay if not everyone is pleased by who I am, what I say, how I say it. And just for anyone out there that has certain patterns in themselves that they're starting to realize are getting in the way of the life that they want or becoming the best version of themselves. And take the time to understand where they come from. Because when you can understand where they come from, it just helps you get through it and realize that you don't need to act these ways, or that you can live without those problems in your life. You just have to put the work in and do things and battle through the discomfort and the emotions that come with doing the opposite of what you would normally do in certain situations. Like for me, with this perfectionism, that gives me comfort, right? When I'm stopping the videos and starting them again and talking badly to myself about the video that I just recorded, that gives me comfort because that's something that I'm used to, because it's a pattern that I adopted so long ago. But just allowing those emotions to pass through, and I guess for me, trusting what I have to say and having compassion for myself is the way through it. Like right now, I'm just letting it flow through me and being okay with any mistakes that I say, or any missed points that I don't talk about, or if I don't say things in the right order. And by doing this, I'm going to let go of that pattern eventually. It's just going to take some time until this part of me becomes comfortable, but until not being a perfectionist becomes comfortable. And whatever pattern is that you have, this is just one of them for me that I use as an example. Just know that you can work through it too. You can get there. You can get to a life where you're not living in fear or self-doubt or judgment, and that you're just okay with being you. You can get there. You just need to have the awareness that those patterns exist, first of all, and then take the steps that are needed to work through them. Learn as much as you can about those parts of yourself, where they come from, and then navigate situations where they're brought up again. When you feel those feelings, you have to take time to think about and try to work through them in real time. And it's going to be uncomfortable because it's something that you're not used to, right? You're comfortable with being afraid. You're comfortable with feeling like you're being judged or judging yourself, because that's usually where that comes from, is you're doing it to yourself. No one else is really doing it to you. It's all in our heads a lot of the time. And that's what I'm trying to get at, is the key to our best lives and the best version of ourselves is undoing these patterns that once kept us safe or gave us a sense of safety, but are now actually harmful to our development and growth. And it can be painful revisiting those feelings. Like I don't know if I'm going to keep the clip in, but where I talked about the perfectionism and where it came from, it brought up emotions that are painful to me, and I got emotional. But by allowing those emotions to come through and to work through them is where growth will come from and ultimate healing will come from. If we block out feeling the pain from the past, those patterns and that pain is actually just going to carry on with you forever because it's buried within, and you'll relive the exact same situations that you lived then. They'll come up in different ways, but you'll always be battling until you do heal from it. If you've brought these patterns into awareness and you want change in your life, don't be afraid of the pain that comes with growing and undoing those patterns. That is probably the most important thing here. If there's anything you're going to take away from this video, is you have to allow yourself to feel. And by allowing yourself to feel, you set yourself free. You're able to release the pain from the past and move forward. And move forward a better version of you, a more healed version of you, a version of you that doesn't let the past hold them back from achieving what they want to achieve, from living the life they want to live, or just from having peace, inner peace. We all deserve to live a great life, and the key to living a great life is to be at peace within, to not be living in fear, to not always be doubting yourself, to not always be judging yourself or be afraid of being judged, to not worry about being liked or disliked. We all deserve to live a life where we can just be ourselves. Growing is hard. It takes time. Healing is hard. It takes time. But my belief is, if you want long-lasting growth in your life, long-lasting change, you have to look inward. There's nothing in the external world that is going to fix your life's problems. There's not enough of anything outside of you that will give you that. I see it time and time again with people in my life reliving the same patterns from past events in their life, or they're letting these belief patterns hold them back from achieving great things in their life, from moving forward. And I see people who have done this their whole lives, buried these emotions, never confronted the pain from their past. And it really breaks my heart, because I feel like everyone deserves to experience a life where they're at peace with themselves, where they're living their best life, where they live with no regrets. I'm sharing this with you because I think you deserve that too. It's going to be difficult, and especially if you're someone who doesn't like to feel or that is afraid of the pain. I was too, and all I can say is that my life has gotten so much better since I've started to heal myself. I just live a way more peaceful life. Like what's in my head. So many of these thoughts that were holding me back or bringing me down, I've been able to get rid of them. And because I've been able to get rid of them, I've been able to take action in my life that I've dreamt of doing, but was either afraid to for the various reasons, that I was afraid to for the various reasons that were in my head. And being on the other side of it now, I realize how much better it is. And it's kind of hard to explain if you aren't there yet, if you haven't worked through this yet, other than it is an amazing, freeing feeling. And I wish for everyone to experience life like this. Don't get me wrong, I'm still growing, still healing from so many things, but from the things that I have grown from and have healed from to this date, I can tell you I've just completely changed my life for the better. And I want that for you too. I think I'm going to end the video here. If you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. I promise you this will help you live a better life. We all deserve it. You deserve it. I'll see you in the next video.